Hello everyone, this is Bloodbet for a new Pauper video, and hopefully this is going to be a good one. But first, as you guys know, it's been a couple of weeks since the bans of the three major blue staples changed the Pauper format quite drastically. I haven't actually been playing that much since that happened, but a couple days ago I got back into the leagues and I found familiars quite well positioned in the current meta, if I dare say so. With the only thorn in its eye being no other than Tron decks. Because Tron decks recently they shifted into playing with like 4 copies of Reap and Sow, along with the Nova Horror plus Ghostly Flicker thing. Also like Crushers as top end, etc. And we definitely want to be prepared for that. So I came across the idea of running this little sideboard card, because Disdainful Stroke not only counters the main enemy of Capsize and the Nova Horror, it also counters like Muldrifters, Mnemonic Walls, and it does counter like Crushers and the recent innovation Reap and Sow. So this should be hopefully a good one. And independently on me, our good friend 420dragon had the same idea. So we actually grouped up for this one and gonna be testing what this new card does for the matchup. He's gonna be on the familiar side of things. He's running this list or a list similar to this, maybe a few tweaks here and there, but the point is it's just our usual blue-white build with this extra sideboard spice. The deck I'm gonna be on is this random Tron deck I pulled from Goldfish. It's had a recent 5-0 finish and there's several very similar looking lists, so that's what we're gonna be running with. There are actually several dead cards for the FAMS matchup, like Moment's Peace are obviously dead, Pulse isn't very good, the sideboard isn't really adjusted, but the point of testing here is to take like the most stock lists and try to crash them into each other. So I'm really curious as to see how this new shift of meta has changed the Tron matchup and whether Disdainful Stroke is going to be good enough to give the Familiars deck an edge there. Without further ado, let's get to the matches. Let's play first. This hand. I'm not sure whether it's good enough, and it's got Moment's Peace, so we're already like down a card. I'm gonna be aggressive and mulligan, knowing that we play against FAMS, even though, I don't know, it could be terrible. So this hand, no blue mana, wow. It's gross. I think I'm supposed to go to 5. Yeah, I think I am. Alright, let's keep this. And yeah, I think I'm gonna keep that on top. So this is turn 3, evoke Muldrifter into turn 4, Reap and Sow. And we may do the search for land function instead of destroy land if they don't play a bounce land. Not ideal. Yeah, I think we are just a little bit slow. Dragon started with a 7-card hand, has the Fem on turn 2, so that's really the start that leads into getting ahead in this matchup. Second Fem, oh we're so screwed. the bounce line now, but we don't have a way to punish it. Oh, jeez, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, we only really have one play here. Okay, that's an evoke. Let's see, does he have snaps? Yeah, he does. Oh. Okay, at this point we can just yield. There's no point like trying to pretend we have anything. He knows that if we had a counter for the snap, we would have used it. I mean, this version of Tron only runs, I believe we have only one counter spell main deck. We have one condescend. So it's a lot more light on cards than some other versions. Anyway, I'm gonna grab a random Tron land and hope for the best. Okay, so yeah, I believe we just have to try and slow him down. So this cuts him off of white and puts him 2 mana down, so it's not bad at all. I still don't like our chances though. So he has snapback. He's starting some beats, but it shouldn't matter that much. Okay, I need to actually check what can we teachings for. We could get crop rotation to get our Tron down. That could be neat. We can get the one of car spell. We could get flicker and other teachings, not much else really. Yeah, so I believe we're just supposed to get the crop rotation. Oh, we also have one alchemy, but still. Yeah, I think it's the crop rotation and let's just do it now actually. We're gonna sack the bog. Getting Tron online. Starting from next turn, we can start with Crushers. Thing is... Oh fuck, are we dead? He has the snap. Okay, we are dead. Yeah, he can just replay wall, get back snap, mill us 2 times each turn. Yeah, so we were just too slow. This was turn 6 win by him. We only did the 1 land destruction spell, nothing else, so that was just not good enough. So this version is quite hateful towards Familiar's main deck, but we only have the 3 Pyros. Yeah, so he's shoving the whole life gain slash prevent combat steps package and going full on the combo plus counter spells. Yeah, he may be supposed to bring in 1 Hydro just to counter the Pyros. I think it may be worth it to cut like a Seagate Oracle for that. We're obviously cutting the movement piece and there's really nothing else we can do here, I don't think. Alright, so let's see whether we can be fast enough. But I think really the first game he had the perfect draw, we had a slow draw. So it's supposed to go like that. Okay, here I'm gonna keep. And if we happen to draw a second Tron land, we could go for a turn 4 Crusher here, which could be decent. If we don't, I feel like we're just gonna have to search for like an island or a dual land of some sort. No lands, we get the prison though. Okay, I'll play the prison. Because I really would like... It gives me 2 more cards. It means a little bit more information before I decide what do I want to crack the map for. Here's the fam. We have this land already. Okay. But we can evoke a Muldrifter. So that's definitely the play. There's a tower. Excellent. So next turn we can tower, search for something, hold up Pyroblast. That seems decent. Maybe I should have condescended. I don't know. Probably should have thought about it a little bit more. I'm just so looking forward to this play that I may have been... Yeah, I don't know. Oh, Reap and Sow. So we can do that and still hold up Pyro, right? Yeah, we need to do it with just the 1 mode, but I think it's good to destroy the land. Like, alternately we could just crush her. We could just crush her here and still hold up Pyro. Maybe that's actually fine. Yeah, because I figure... Yeah, if he had the counter spell, he would counter like any of the plays we have. Now we can just Power Blast the Snap. And if he doesn't have an answer now, we're attacking with Annihilator 2 and smashing Reap and Sow. Okay, he does have the answer though. I don't know, I'm honestly not sure whether I failed this or what, but his draws are definitely above average. That one's for sure. Okay, so this... Okay, this means we can both Reap and Sow and replay Crusher, right? It's kind of stroke. Okay, I think let's condescend. Like, since he's stroking, it looks like he cares, so I think it's decent to counter here in this spot. And do we want any of these? Maybe the Bog is actually good. Oh, but it's Cry, we don't get to play it this turn. This is tough, man. I don't think the wall is good enough, and the Bog maybe neither. I could mire a Mouldrifter on top. It just doesn't seem very good at all. I think I'll just play the mire but say no, so that we have access to the most mana possible next turn. We have a lot of things to do, like provided we get a next turn, then we may have to be replaying Crusher, we may want to be playing Horror or Reap and Sow, or there are definitely options, but we are running low on time because he's only really missing the Sage Road to just kill us on the spot. I mean, we haven't seen a Flicker yet, he needs a Flicker also, but yeah, we may be fine here. Okay, we are getting an attack in, that's a good sign. He can sag the creatures, which is probably the correct play. Okay, and now we can, let's see, so we can Horror and Reap and Sow, or we can Horror and hold up Pyroblast, or we can Reap and Sow, teach for something. It's all similar. I think playing the Horror is probably gonna be the best here. Enemy counters, we just Pyro. And we just hit the land, I believe. It's just generally the strategy. We can have 6, there's nothing we could have, so... He has to find a snap here pretty badly. And what could we teach for? We could teach for another Pyroblast. It's probably gonna be our best shot. Okay, so he's got a Flicker. He's got a Snap also. Man. It's gonna flick now. So I think I wanna counter the Flicker. I actually mistapped. Probably not. Probably should have tapped the tower instead of plant. Yeah, that was not ideal. We do have to counter though, so yeah, let's counter. Attack for 4, and I'm gonna hold up the teachings. There's not even that much great things we could get with it. Snap for this wall. Getting the flicker back. Okay. Yeah, he can go pretty ham here. Also, Wall plus Flicker counters our horror attacks, and he'll just have enough jump blockers at this point to throw in front of it anyway. Yeah, sure. So let's teach for something that's kind of free. So we could get a backup teachings, we could get pulse, we could get alchemy, flicker. Maybe flicker's actually good. We can flicker the horror, that's the thing. That's the obvious one. Thing is, we don't have any counter spells left, so we won't be able to really disrupt their combo anymore. So I wonder what's even the winning line here. I'm just gonna grab the flicker anyway. But yeah, I would not imagine it's gonna be that hard from the Tron perspective. This is definitely a tough one. Okay, so we got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 mana. Not enough for 2 crushers. If we Reap and Sow the Chancery, he's just gonna flicker it, so he's only losing 1 island. So I think we wanna hold up Flicker. Or is that too bad? If he's greedy and goes for Flicker end of turn, he will end up losing this. Yeah, he is greedy, so we can flick here and here. Kill the bounce land. And unfortunately that is that. So we got a bit of his mana, but it might not be good enough. He's seen most of his library at this point, so whenever he finds the guy, we're just dead. Oh, and he can now just snap our crushers indefinitely, I think. If we draw a mnemonic wall, we might have a chance, so I'm gonna give it one more turn, but replaying crushers at this point is pointless. Reap and Sow doesn't really do anything. You can counter it with the flicker. So there's teachings, but we don't really have anything to teach for. Oh, let's see. I'm gonna attack. Just goes to 1. Yeah. It's correct to do so. I don't know, we could teach for an alchemy. Play that thing. And probably just die next turn. Let's play the blue source. Yeah, I'm gonna have 6, I'm not gonna delay. He knows I don't have more counter spells, so there's not really much I could react to instant speed. And thing is, even if we draw Mnemonic Wall, alright, there's literally nothing we can do here from this point on. So let's go challenge once more. Alright, here we go again. Let's keep this. But I don't know, when I face Tron players, it's all the time those natural turn 3 Trons. This seems quite far from that. But okay. I don't want to complain too much. This Endo is entirely reliable on the Crusher, and it's still going to be a turn 4 Crusher, the earliest. There's just no option to do that sooner. So I believe we're supposed to play this. Get the tower, and then next turn play probably Thornwood Falls. So he has the fam, a little bit slower this time, but still reasonably fast. Yeah, just let pass. And step, we're gonna cycle the remote isle. It would be nice to have an extra blue source, but I think it's correct to just cash it in, yeah, get some other card. And here I believe it's kind of a clear Crusher. He's not pre-sideboarded, so no counter spell for that. His answer is the snaps. But if he's spending a snap early on the Crusher, it means he's not spending it on like Muldrifter bounce shenanigans. So that part is good. Yeah, if we get the attack in with the Annihilator and then get to resolve Horror on Azerius Chancery, I think that should be kind of game. There is the snap. Okay, and he's getting snap back. Just to be safe from this. Makes sense. So there's no point in replaying the Crusher right away. Oh, Prism is good though. I do like that quite a bit. Let's play that one first for information, and oh. Okay, so we could Horror or we could Reap and Sow. So I mean, Reap and Sow, he doesn't have a flicker, or he didn't return the flicker and he doesn't have it up, so Reap and Sow has a good chance of resolving, and we get to kick it. Or entwine rather, so I feel like that's better than the horror for this turn. Oh, he's gonna snap and then flicker the Chancery. Still means he loses one land. And he's a card down. And I think I'm getting tower. I could get Balk to mill him. I could get a colored land. But I think a tower would be... Oh wait, it gets... No, of course, it gets card. The other part gets card. Since we lost our primary target. I thought they are somehow like separate effects, but no, the second part fizzles if the first one doesn't work. Okay. Okay, so he is holding it. He's holding the Reap and Sow. How much mana? We have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 potentially. So we could like Crusher plus Evoke Maldrifter. Doesn't seem too terrible. We could Horror. We could Horror plus Evoke. That doesn't seem terrible either. Either way, it's... I mean, this keeps him off of 1 mana, so... Maybe that's important enough to like keep the pressure on his mana base. And I think I'm casting Maldrifter. It's close. It could be wall into Reap and Sow. Honestly not sure which is the correct answer. I feel like if we find a flicker of our own, or at least teachings for flicker, it's gonna be stronger than trying to like Mnemonic Wall into Reap and Sow. That's just such a mana sink. Snapping the Seagate. Okay. To be noted, as soon as he finds a second Mnemonic Wall, our Crusher plan has failed. I feel like this deck overall is like too much built around the Crusher, which is just not that good of a threat. And it's kind of the worst the draw we could get here. So what can we do? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's not good. Not good. Okay, I think let's attack first. He'll probably just take it, but if he chooses to... Yeah, he'll just take it. He knows what's up. So... I think we just Small Drifter. Okay. And we could Crusher here. It is probably good enough. Even though, again, if he has a second wall, the crusher is just a waste. It's getting flickers, so he may have another snap. Or he has the wall already, yeah. So this means he just gets snap, he gets to bounce the crusher. Yeah, it was just a mana sink. I don't know, yeah, it may be that crusher is a trap card. I'm trying to like find a ways to utilize it, but it just seems like a trap. Okay, so, and he has the flicker up. Let's attack first. Proper sequencing. I'm gonna make my Maldrift army larger because the beats are a factor here. Even though it could be a reasonable plan to just evoke. Could work, yeah. Let's get a Signet down. Oh, there's a whole ghostly flicker. I like to see that. Should have played the map. That was a mistake. Okay, so he tapped out. We can flick on Horror and I guess Maldrifter. Let's flicker back. Can just discard. Honestly, we can just discard the crushers. Like, there's no way they are useful anymore in this game. Now it's kind of a race whether he can find. I mean, thing is, like, he can bounce all my creatures freely at any time. That's the thing, but all my creatures generate value when they come back, so... But there's just one thing to be noted, that he's not actually in, like, real life total danger from us. Okay, let's attack first. Going down to 2. Okay, I think it's time for us to try and do something about his mana base here. We are kind of limited by our colored mana sources. But anyway, flicker here. Get your island out, get flicker back. He tries to flicker. We teachings for the car spell. Incandescent for 1. Is Bog good? It could be. I'm gonna keep it on top. Just F6. Gonna put an upkeep stop just in case we wish to map on upkeep. Oh, he concedes. He doesn't find... Yeah, he probably didn't find another flicker. Yeah, so finally one for us. But hell, it was tough. Alright, same sideboard plan. There's really nothing to think about. Can I be on the draw? It looks capable though. I wonder whether I'm supposed to start with the tap land in these situations or lead with the Tron lands, just for a higher payoff. I think I'm gonna do the conservative play, because I already have a turn 2 into turn 3 play lined up. There's a Chancery. Okay, okay. Also, some Tron players say play the tower last. I don't know if there's any merit to that. Yeah, I'm still gonna do this. Not bothering to hold up Pyroblast. It's just not a working plan to hold up like one piece of counter magic against familiars when you got no pressure going on. It's not a game-winning plan. Snap. Flicker, okay. So question is, if he holds up the island, I think we're not supposed to run the Reap and Sow. That's just way too risky. Prism is interesting. I thought I kind of like holding up Alchemy for the turn. Slash Pyroblast. Maybe it's actually fine to... what am I doing? Maybe it's actually fine to Prism here and hold up Pyro. Not Pyroblasting that. Maybe it was loose to hold up the Pyro because there's just not that much I would Pyroblast here, honestly. He's holding the mana even though he's got Analysis in the yard, so it's kind of a clear sign of what's going on. Luckily for us though, we can now Reap and Sow And hold up Pyro. And I think this is important enough over like finding our other Tron piece, because even if we get Tron online, we don't really have that much going on. And this deck doesn't have a cap size to teachings for. If we had a cap size, I would have maybe considered that as an option, but here it's kind of a no-brainer, I think. But I would like to get the Tron going ASAP, of course. So I think it's Alchemy here. I believe that's the play. Like, that has the highest chance to find us a mine. There it is. So yeah, let's just get the piece. Get access to 8 mana now. We could rebuy something, or we could just like Muldrifter. I think it's gonna be fine to Muldrifter this turn and have more information and options for the turn after. Okay, that's pretty good here. Let's get... Do we get like an island? Or do we get a Tron piece? I think we get an island. Oh, this thing doesn't run an island? It does. There's one. Yeah, we need the blue source over everything else, I think. And we could try to pulse for Crusher, but again, I think that's just a trap. I'm gonna block here because my life total actually does matter. A wall into, let's see it, Stroke. Okay, what to do here? Options. So, option 1, pulse back, Crusher. Option 2, Mnemonic Wall, Reap and Sow, destroy their land. We have counter backup for whatever. I think like the most... Yeah, we probably cannot let them on like 7 cards, familiar wall. We just have to... We do have to do something this turn. So I do think the plan is going to be to like get the wall down. Let's do it this way though. He counters right away. We're gonna counter back. Let's get the Reap and Sow. But I still feel like I'm just not doing enough. It's crazy, like... Yeah, I mean he's... decent amount of mana down, but he's got the Fems now, he's got the wall. He's only missing, again, the Sage Row to have the combo. We only have one counter spell left in our deck to kind of interact with that. So our plan is... I mean, our plan must be to get rid of their lands. But without the Horror plus Flicker combo, it's gonna be difficult. And we don't have really a good way to find the Horror. I mean, we could start with Forbidden Alchemy. Maybe that's like what we're supposed to do here. Even though it's a lot of mana and no immediate impact. It's gonna negate that. So we could Teachings for Condescend. I kind of hate it. But there's just not much else we can do. Can we even yeah, we can Teachings for Condescend, but that's all we're gonna do. So yeah, really hoping for the Horror. Other than that, again, I don't think going for the Crusher plan this late is gonna work. It just has so many things to work with that. Okay, our other option though is to Mnemonic Wall. Is to get double Mnemonic Wall plus Flicker going. Yeah, so we're actually gonna bottom the Flicker, top the wall. Because we have Alchemy going right now, so we want to get the wall right away, yes. And that is going to be it for the turn. Next turn, I mean, they need to have no counter spells, is the thing. So it's kind of bad we milled the Flicker. Because now we have to just get the Flicker back with the Mnemonic Wall, and it's probably just gonna counter. I mean, if he counters the wall... Oh, never mind, we're just dead. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if we got our turn and he counters the wall, then we can pause the wall back and get the Flicker combo going. And the point would be to, like, flicker both walls, getting a Flicker plus a counter spell back and lock them up by that, but it's too late. Yeah, we messed around too long. Let's play first. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep it. But it's kind of awkward that we probably have to spend this map on getting an island. We're so far away from Tron. So yeah, I thought this version would be really dope against Familiars. I don't know, I haven't played the matchup myself. As I was saying, like, I didn't get much testing done yet. That's the reason of this session. Despite looking really strong, I think the Reap and Sow is just not good enough. It might be this game, I mean, who knows. But let's start with evoking a Muldrifter. I don't want to compulsive and have to discard my only land. Would have hoped for an untapped mana. That would have been better for sure. I mean, if we can Reap and Sow next turn, it's gonna be really good. That should be like the big tempo swing, the turn 4 Reap and Sow. He may be just holding up counter for that. Yeah, it looks like. So instead, I'm just gonna get Tron online. How good is that even? Problem being, so I mean, we could crack map, play the land, play another map, like have Tron online next turn, but then we are still limited to only one blue source. So that's kind of brutal. I think I'm gonna compulsive here. Let's discard the land, let's discard the mire, that one's kind of useless. Play the balk, I believe. I don't know. Maybe I was supposed to play the bluffs. Yeah, that's probably a mistake, yeah. I was definitely supposed to play the bluffs to have the colored mana source for when we need it, because our next 2 land drops will probably be Tron lands. It may not be. So he really plays a lot around Reap and Sow, which makes me wanna just ignore that and go for some other plan. So we have 5 mana. We could Mnemonic Wall. It's probably better to hold up Alchemy plus Expedition Map. That's gotta be best. So I think let's search first, Alchemy after. Power plant. Okay. So we could get the Crusher finally, but it could be better to just get Condescend. Like, make sure we do resolve. Yeah, it's definitely better to get the Condescend. Oh, and Prism was just what we wanted. That's a perfect draw. Yeah, so now let's destroy target land. Let's kind of stroke it. We're gonna, let's Condescend, I believe. Yeah, let's Condescend. And we do not really need neither of these. In fact, we're just gonna shuffle with the Expedition Map. Yeah, next turn we could maybe pass back the Crusher and have that going on. Cracking map, I think, for island. Maybe not. Maybe we could get. Maybe we could get the remote isle, or we could just get tower. I'm actually just gonna get tower here. Alright, so is it time for the crusher? I don't know, I'm gonna hate it if he fails again, but I feel like if there was ever a time for a crusher, it's this time. And here, really, if he doesn't have snap, he's done for. That's finally the situation. Needs to be an untapped land snap. Alright, so after the matches, I must say I was pleasantly disappointed by Reap and Sow, because I'm so often be on the receiving end of that card and it's not actually that strong. Or maybe it's just the version, because this version of Tron relies so heavily on the Crusher top end, and as we have seen, it's gotten shut down a lot of the times. Even like that last game, 420dragon told me he had the snap. He just felt like he was forced into trying to evoke a Maldrift Trade land first to improve his situation. He was probably behind enough for that play to be reasonable in that spot. But other than that, I think the games we've won on the Tron side were quite close, while the games that Familiars won were quite one-sided for the most part. So I do like how the matchup is looking for Familiars. I must say part of it may be on me, because probably the last time I played Tron was like 6 months ago, when I was testing with 420dragon the Mesmeric Fiend sideboard tweak in Familiars. I'm really not an expert on this deck, but hopefully that didn't influence the results that much. Still, I believe it's gonna be a tough matchup, worth to be prepared for, but looks like the Disdainful Stroke might be a good way to approach it. We'll see. Only more testing with show, but until then, have a good day and thanks for watching.